Hi guys, welcome back to my space. If you're new here, thank you so much for dropping by. If you are an OG, I see you. I'm back with another DIY. As you can see on your screen, I have this amazing denim skirt, which is one perfect denim, which has a very perfect quality, and also it has the best thing about it. It has a very long and sexy belt. You can see me trying to fix the belt. And guys, check how cute it looks at the top. Check how snatched your waist will look with this skirt. But anyway, I'm using this skirt to do a different DIY. So I was just decluttering my house, and I was like, I'm not ready to give out this denim. But it's kind of short. It's too short for me now. Sijua mami ndio nimekuwa mrefu, so it's kind of short. But I decided I'm going to use it to create one amazing tote bag, and I'm keeping everything on this cut. We're not going to be cutting it out, or we're not going to be opening any seams. We're just going to be doing one perfect stitch and you're good. I know if you're lazy like me, you can just stitch hapo chini ufunganishe to just stitch straight and you'll have your bag. But for me, I needed to have a boxed base or a rectangular base. So that's why I'm turning this cut wrong side outside so that I can be able to do some markings. And I'm going to be keeping the waist belt, because I'm going to use the waist belt as my tote bag holder or as a strap. I'm also going to be introducing this string. You can use elastic band, you can use anything, any type of string that you have, or even what is it called, the head wraps, yeah, or ribbons. So for me, I'm introducing this string, which is just a mere shoe lace. It's a shoelace, and I'll use this shoelace to secure my bag at the top. All right. So if you want your bag secured and you don't want to have a shoelace, you can go ahead and introduce a zipper for your bag. But for me, I'll show you how I'm going to use the shoelace, and I'll also explain why I chose that. Yeah. So with that said, let's get into this video. So I'm going to create a box marking, which is 2 centimeters from the side seam, 2 inches from the side seam and 2 inches from the hem, to just create a square or a box, because as I mentioned, I want my base to be a rectangular design. For you, if you want, you can be able to stitch. You see the way the hem, where the hem is, you can just stitch straight and you have a complete bag. But for me, because of that rectangular design, I just had to cut out these 2 inches out on both sides. And then I thought I could keep the hem so that the base can be very strong. But I realized that no, you don't need to have the hem, because it's already done. It's a ready-made hem. So you have to cut it out. Yeah, so once you cut the square on both sides, make sure that they are of the same size so that you can have the same perfect square. And then remove this excess, because it's going to be very bulky. Yeah, yes, we need to have a very secured bottom, or we need to have a very strong bottom, but we don't need this excess fabric. So I'm going to remove this. I'm going to cut it out. If you have time, you can just seam rip if you want to keep the same the length of it, or just that's you can just seam rip it. But for me, I did cut it out, and then that is where we're going to do a new stitch. We're going to do a new stitch there so that we can create our base. Yeah, so once this is cut out, you can choose to stitch. If you want a single stitch, you can stitch there one stitch, and then make sure that you make double stitches to it, or just one stitch, one straight stitch, and make it stronger, or use a very strong uzi. Like you see the denim uzis that they use, the denim thread, it's very kind of strong. It's very strong, and it doesn't katika raka, so you can use that. But because I'm using a regular uzi, for me, I decided I'm going to do double stitches. And with double stitches, you do the first stitch on the right side. So that is why I had to turn my skirt on the right side. You start with the right side, and then you're going to turn the wrong side, so that I don't know, you'll see what I'm doing. So I'm stitching from the right side. So the right side, the wrong sides are kissing, so that now the right side can be stitched. I'm doing a very tiny stitch. I'm doing like a 0.5 inch. Yeah, that is half an inch. because again, as I've said, we're going to turn it, yeah, and we're going to stitch again as a double stitch. So that is it, a 0.5 stitch inch stitch, and then you trim it out and then turn it back. So that means that when you turn it back, when you stitch it, you do a double stitch, it's going to be hidden inside. Do you see what I did? You see what I did? Yes. So the first stitch was on the right side, or from this right side, and then you turn the right side back to the wrong side, and then now you shona that again, and make sure now the cast stitch that you stitched is well trimmed and covered by the next one. So the next one that we're going to do an inch. We're going to stitch an inch in, so that we can make sure that we secure the bottom, right? And that's it. At this by this time, your bag is already coming to life. You can see the bag coming to life. As I mentioned, we're just stitching hapo chini. There's nothing else we're going to do to this skirt. We're just stitching at the bottom, and then we're going to make sure that we work on the squares that we did cut on the side seam. Yeah, you see this, the brown stitch that goes down, that is the back stitch. When you're stitching there, make sure that you're very keen and very careful. You can do back stitches to ensure that your thread holds down, because that part is very bulky, and you can imagine it's on both sides, so that part is very bulky, and your shindano or your needle might be jumping or skipping some stitches. Yeah, so you need to be very careful when you're doing that. Yeah, once you're done, we're now going to work on these two squares that we did cut. So we're going to make sure that tumeshikanisha the hem stitch and the side stitch, so that we can lay them flat and then stitch across. All right. And once done, I realized, like, okay, yes, it has given me the box that I need, but I felt that the boxes were not, the stitch was not that strong. You see, the stitches seemed not strong. And since it had some excess fabric, or raw fabric of the ones that it moves, I decided I'm going to do a zigzag. If you have an overlock, you can do overlocking. So my machine doesn't do overlock, but it has the stitching. You can change the selectors, so you can be able to change that. So I needed to have a C for the zigzag stitches, and the length that I needed was 3. So 3 is kind of closer to each other. Yeah. Yes, if you want them smaller, you can reduce the size. Yeah. So I did that to make sure that I have that zigzag, and we're done. That secures that. Just look how secured that is. Just look at that. It made sure that the stitch is highly secured. And with that one, it creates strength to this bag. So your bag can carry any heavy thing. You can be able to use this for your laptop. You can carry your books. You can carry your umbrella, whatever you want to carry. You can just make sure that you can put things here and haita katika or anything, because that stitch is super, super strong. Yeah. Once done, that is the base. You see, now we have a triangular base, which we wanted. Yeah, that's it. And with that, we're done with this bag. So the next thing is, we're coming at the top. We're going to secure now there, making sure that we have something to secure our bag. As I mentioned, you can be able to use elastic bands. You can be able to use a zipper or anything, just to make sure that your bag uko na kitu tu ya kufungia vitu zako. Yeah. So at this point, we're done with this bag. We're going to now create that security hapo juu. And this is where my shoelace comes in. Yeah. As I mentioned, the black and white shoelace or string. So for me, when you check on this waistband, this waistband is divided into two. There's one that is a straight one, the bottom one, and then there's another one at the top that looks like snatched, yeah, which has darts and everything. So we're going to start working on the bottom one, and we're just going to create an opening on the inside next to the button. And don't cut it out. Yeah, we're just going to use the inside part. So you know the waistband has double side. There's the outer side and the other side. Yeah, so we're just creating an opening on the inside part, just a small one, and then we're going to put that one will create a casing for our string. So we're going to insert our string all around the waist. Ndani nilijifanya mjanja, but I need safety pins. Safety pins save lives, so you need to have safety pins, because with the safety pin, hey Lord, what am I saying? With the safety pin, it makes work easier. You just insert that very quick. mbio, 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 and you're done. Yeah. So once that is done, once you've made it goes through that casing, ensure that it comes out on the other side. And that's it. So when you pull, you get that security. So if you have your things inside, then you can pull that the string, kufunga your part. So you secure your things inside that. You see? And the fact that it gives that scrunchy design, you see? You see? Like the scrunchy hair bands that we wear. You see the way it has pulled that. That is the design I wanted. That's why the reason as to why I did not go for a zipper. I decided to use that string because I needed that design, especially if I've carried a lot of things. I can be able to just pull and secure and have a sexy design on the bag. It doesn't just have to be a very squared or a rectangular designed bag. Yeah. And then after that, here comes our waist belt. It's super long, and I'm going now to attach it to this bag. And I'm just making sure that I have the same size, and also ensuring that it falls or it lies up or against the side seams. Yeah, the side seams, you can see the side seams. But now when it comes to stitching, we're not going to stitch on the place where we placed the string. We're going to use the upper side. You see why I said it? The waistband has two sides, the upper one and the lower one. Yeah, because ilikuwa ikuja hapa. So when stitching, we're going to stitch the upper closer to the edge, and we're not going to stitch the the handle or the waist belt all the way down. We're just going to leave it hanging for just a cute design, and then a very small square is where we are going to just stitch a very small square. And with this square, because this bag, like the handle always carries the heaviest, all the weight for the bag or the things that you have. So we're going to do stitches. You can be able to do multiple stitches as you want across that square, but for me I just did two across the square. I did two squares, one big one and then the other one from the inside, just two, to just make sure that I secure the handle or I secure that strap. Yeah, you see what I did? You see what I mean? Like there are two, you can see those are two stitches made just to secure. And I'm telling you, you can be able to make as many as you can just there, and then we left the other part hanging so that you can create a design. Yeah, so those two stitches, those two lines of stitches, the two squares, they just add security to your strap. So the strap is super super secured, so no matter how heavy the things you're carrying are, that kamba will not katika. And the reason as to why I wanted it that long is because I wanted it to go across my chest, so I can be able to I can be able to carry it across my chest. And with that, we are done. So this is the bag. Just look how cute it is. Just look how amazing this is. So we already done the string, we are already done the strap, and yo, that is my bag. That is my bag. You can carry it anywhere you want. If you want a stylish look, this you can go with this. If you want just a normal one, you can go with this square one. And yo, who can tell that this is the skirt we had? So guys, that's it for this video. If you like this video, just give it some thumbs up. Kindly share, comment, and leave a comment there. And till next time, bye bye.